Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is Tricky Tuesday, and today we are going to talk about guns. Yep, you heard it, guns. So, I read something last week that concerned me. Somebody sent me an article. Actually, it wasn't an article. It was actually a website that was asking people to sign in order to tell Congress that we're really not interested in giving up our guns to the UN. That's right, the UN has introduced a treaty called the Small Arms Treaty. You can check it out, Google it, check it out, research it, in which the United Nations, who, by the way, has no jurisdiction, no authority over the United States of America, is proposing a treaty where we would lose our 2A rights. We would lose our right to bear arms and have a well-regulated militia. Now, maybe to you that's not a big deal, but to me that's a big deal because I know my history. And maybe you don't. Maybe you don't know your history, in which case I would say you need to go read a history book. Take a few minutes and figure out what happens to countries when they disarm the populace. It's not a pretty thing. It's not a good thing. It's a bad thing. Always. It always ends badly. When the citizenry, the common man, is disarmed and unable to defend itself against the government will become tyrannical. It's the nature of man. I don't know if you've read the Bible. In the Bible, it talks about the heart of mankind being deceitful and desperately wicked. Who can know it? That is the normal state of mankind. I'm not playing. You can look it up. It's right there for you to read. But anyway, I found it interesting that this treaty is being proposed and that it's being voted on by, you guessed it, all of the UN members, which includes China and Cuba and, let's see, all the Muslim nations, North Korea. Hey, why not have those guys dictate our laws and what we can do in our country for defense, self-defense, defense of our homes, defense of our families, defense of our nation against tyrannical leadership. It's not like they have tyrannical leaders. Oh, yeah, they do. Wait a minute. They do have tyrannical leaders. You're right, Tim. They do have tyrannical leaders. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you right now that if that treaty passes, we are in for a world of hurt. We're in for a world of hurt. And you might be saying, Tim, I think you're overreacting. Nope, I'm not. I can guarantee you that I'm not. This situation has been put together for a while. They've been placing their pieces, like I've said previously, they've been placing the pieces on the chessboard, waiting for an opportunity to take our freedoms away. They don't want us to be a free nation. They don't want us to be self-sufficient. And that's part of the reason why this kind of conversation is on a homestead channel. You might be thinking, Tim, I don't follow. Okay, let me help you follow. All right? Every single person that owns property, any person that rents property should be bettering it. You should be doing something to make it better. And if you're not, well, consider doing something to make it better. That's my recommendation on that. Alrighty, sorry about that. Had a little camera malfunction. We were talking about improving your homestead, improving where you live, even if you rent there. Whether that means, keeping things painted and well taken care of inside the place. But definitely, if you've got a little bit of land, mowing the grass, making sure it looks nice, planting some flowers, planting some herbs, planting some vegetables, a garden. If you have enough land, use it to have some livestock if you're so able. I know that not everybody is, and that's okay. But the point is to be able to improve your livelihood, your ability to take care of yourself by using the land that God's given you, ultimately. So, as a homestead, if you want to call it a homestead, you need to be able to defend said homestead from people that have nefarious intent, people that are bad. It's not rocket science. There's terrible people in this world. That's the reason why there's firearms. It's not... Let's put it this way. That's the reason you should own a firearm. Okay? So if you can't own a firearm, you can't defend your homestead, you can't defend your family against people that are nefarious and will hurt you or your family. So, what are you going to do if you don't have the ability to defend yourself, defend your homestead? And that's what this treaty's talking about. This small arms treaty. And I know the end of the story. I've read it. I've read it in history books all my life. Folks, you need to be prepared. If you don't own a firearm, you should go buy one. And I'm not saying go and get the biggest thing you could possibly carry, and have it be so intimidating to you that you won't use it. If you need to, find a friend that has one, have them take you out, start off with something small and get used to what it's like. Get some training. Definitely get some training. There's classes all over the country that you can take in order to help you be proficient with a firearm. Whether it's a pistol, whether it's a rifle, doesn't matter. Shotguns, those work. But being proficient with your firearm is vitally important. So now you've gotten a little bit of experience, you feel comfortable enough to go and buy one. I really don't know what's going on with my phone, my camera here on my phone. It is made in China, though, so maybe, just maybe, they know that I'm filming about this. I don't know. Anyway, but you've got proficiency now, go and buy a firearm. Find one that fits your hand well, fits your body well, if you're going to buy a rifle or a shotgun. If you are a small-statured individual, don't go and get one that has a 15.5-inch length of pull. And if you don't know what length of pull is, that's okay. But that means it's the distance from your shoulder to where your hand guard is, or your hand guard, the handle on the business portion of said firearm, if it's a rifle or a shotgun. If you're a small-statured person, don't get a super huge gun and expect to be able to wield it properly. Find one that fits you. Find one that's comfortable. If you don't like the recoil of a 44 Magnum, don't buy a 44 Magnum. And I'm serious, if the only thing that you feel comfortable using is a 22 long rifle or a 17 HMR, then get that. It's better than a sharp stick. Thank you, Dan Gray. And Trident Firearms Academy. Ooh-ah. Anyway, I'm not kidding you guys. It's better than a sharp stick. And you can defend yourself with it. If nothing else, it's simply a deterrent for someone with nefarious intent. Now, I'm not saying you can go and start a revolution. That's not what I'm doing. That's not what I'm saying. But if they come through and they disarm the citizenry, we're in a world of hurt. Because then there's absolutely nothing to keep them from doing some type of military takeover People end up in concentration camps. The thought police starts coming around. People disappear. You wind up with some crazy dystopian society like V for Vendetta. It's not okay. It's really not okay. And if you have convinced yourself that the common citizenry being disarmed is a benefit to society, you're delusional. You need to go back and you need to read some history books. Because I'm telling you right now, it doesn't end well. It never ends well. When the citizenry is disarmed, the government will overstep. Let's face it, the citizenry right now is armed and the government is overreaching and overstepping. Would you agree with me on that? Alright, enough of my rant. But anyway, I hope that you all have a wonderful day. I hope that you all will check out and do some research on this, because this is going to be a problem. If it goes absolutely unbelievable, it just died on me again. This is laughable. I think that the AI programming that they have running our phone camera software is freaking out. But at least I'm safe inside my mind. All right, it literally just died again at the end. This is crazy. Anyway, I'm gonna sign off before I throw my phone out the window. Anyways, listen, do some research, know your history, know your rights. Be prepared, folks. In the words of the illustrious Risky Krisky, it's going to get worse before it gets worse. Get yourself prepared. Do what you need to do to take care of you, your family, your homestead. Do what you need to do. Thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you guys have a great one, and I will talk to you guys later. Stay prepared.